everybody. So this episode ended up proving to be super long because we were previewing 30 movies, which just takes a while. So I decided to split it up into 2 parts, make it a little bit more manageable. And so here we have part 1, and make sure you check out part 2. And let us know what you think of these Lifetime movies. We're excited to watch all of them and cover all of them this season. So thanks so much and enjoy. Hey everybody, Merry Christmas. This is so exciting. This is the Hallmarkies podcast, and we are here to start the Christmas season. It's October 7th. If you can believe it, this is the start to our official Christmas season. We are talking about the Lifetime Christmas movies. This is our preview show, and it's going to be really fun. I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and I have 2 special guests with me here to preview these 30 movies that Lifetime is releasing. We have our very good friend Dory's here.
Hi, everyone. Merry Christmas in October.
That's right. And we have author Rachel McMillan is here. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. I am very, very excited about Christmas movies, more this year than usual because it's been such a terrible year. So
I think we all feel that way.
Amen.
like that's the one thing that somehow is going forth unabated. Everything else is delayed and destroyed, and except for Christmas movies, they're like, we're pushing through for 2020, which is really exciting. But before we get into all of that, the reason why I wanted to have Rachel on is because she has a very exciting new book that is coming out, a guide to Christmas TV movies. And so, Rachel, why don't you tell us a little bit about your book?
So I love made-for-TV Christmas movies, and I watch a ton of them. And I wanted to create, it's called a Very Merry Holiday Movie Guide. It's just to inspire people to incorporate their favorite made-for-TV Christmas movies into their yearly Christmas traditions. So it's separated by chapters. There's a book lover's Christmas, a pet lover's Christmas, music lover's Christmas, and I feature some of my favorite made-for-TV Christmas movies, as well as ideas for party themes, for new traditions. There's recipes, there's made-for-TV Christmas bingo, there's a choose-your-own-adventure. Anything you like about made-for-TV Christmas movies, you are going to get just everything Christmas. So it's the perfect Secret Santa gift. It's the perfect gift for anyone you know who loves made-for-TV Christmas movies, and everyone knows one person. And this year, because we're going to be spending so much time at home by virtue of the plague that is 2020, I think it's a great way to start a few new traditions since we have to imagine Christmas in a slightly different way. So I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, I thought it was so cute in the way everything kind of worked together, sort of a package of, like you're saying, a new tradition that you could do, that you really thought of everything, even the recipes that you could make during the movies and how they all fit together with like crafts and ideas and activities and all of that stuff. I think you really thought of everything.
Oh, thanks. It was a lot of fun. And it's adorably illustrated, so hopefully people like it every year. It's a perfect gift book. I didn't do the illustrations, but I think that it's something that people can revisit year after year. So hopefully people will check it out.
And did you use only Hallmark movies, or did you use others?
No, so there's Lifetime, and there's Netflix, and there's Up Network, but it has to be made for TV. If you're looking for Hollywood Christmas movies, that's another book. This one is just for us made for TV Christmas movie lovers. It's anything you can find on streaming services specifically or on television. Yeah. Lots of Hallmark, lots of Lifetime, that kind of thing.
And I think I just love reading books like that, because even if I can't actually entertain, which we'll who knows if we'll be able to this holiday season, I mean, like I can pretend, I can live vicariously through the book. So I think that'll be fun.
And I think trying some of the things, because I've got little crafts and activities, I think it would be a great Zoom party idea because everybody can see what each other is doing. So that might be a new way to experience some of the Christmas traditions this year.
I think maybe we better do that, Dory. We better have
Oh,
a
for
Zoom.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm always down for a Zoom crafting adventure without question.
Okay.
And this book sounds so good. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Do you have a couple favorite movies? Favorite made for TV Christmas movies? What are some of your top ones?
So Very Merry Holiday Movie Guide is actually an ode. I'm so thankful my publisher went with it. It's an ode to my absolute favorite made for TV Christmas movie, Very Merry Mix-Up, starring Alicia Witt.
Yay!
I really like 9 Lives of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think those two are fantastic together. And one Lifetime movie that I love that doesn't always get talked about enough is Love at the Christmas Table.
Yeah.
That one is a really good one. One of the early Danica McKellar before she's been in like
they get share a coat. That's my favorite scene in that movie.
Yeah.
They
and now he was on Schitt's Creek, so he's the veterinarian. So those are a few of my favorite, but I love anything with Paul Campbell too. I love Window Wonderland. I always find a new one every year that I just love.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite last year? Off the top of your head? I know, hard.
It's hard because sometimes I just end up conflating them. I'm going to have to say that usually, and it's going to bug me because I'm going to stop this and think of it. But I do tend to always really like whatever Alicia Witt is in. She's a favorite of mine.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
Last year, the one with Lacey Chabert and Gingerbread Houses, where she is a caterer. Do you know what? That describes so many of them.
I think my favorite, I really liked Christmas Town last year.
Oh, that one was good.
And then my favorite non Hallmark, well, I mean, I loved Claus on Netflix. Claus.
That was, I watched, okay, so I saw that it was watched like 6 million times in the world.
Yeah.
Like 3 million of those were just
it was so good.
I love that movie.
And then I loved Twinkle All the Way. That was my other favorite.
Good.
It was so good. But hopefully we'll have one as good as Twinkle All the Way, because I also the year before loved Christmas Pen Pals. So there was and I loved Christmas Perfection. Those were some of my favorites that I've ever seen on the whole time we've been covering this podcast, covering Christmas movies. Christmas Perfection and Christmas Pen Pals and Twinkle All the Way are 3 of my all-time favorites. So hopefully Lifetime will score again and we'll have another great success that people will get tired of me talking about with these 30 movies. So I want to remind you all of our preview ranking system for holiday films. So we have all items from a stocking, from Santa. So the worst gift you can get in your stocking is, of course, a lump of coal. So that's movies that we have no interest in. They sound terrible. We're not excited at all. Then hopefully not many of those. And then we have a sock. For those are movies that we're not that excited about, but so you can give it a sock. And then we have an orange, and that's for movies that we're probably going to watch and we're pretty looking forward to, but we're not the highest level. So our highest level is the Diamond Ring. So that's the ultimate one that we are super hyped for, very excited. And so are you all ready?
So
I was born ready.
Okay. So, and if I have things wrong, I am sorry. I did the best I could in looking at the different announcements and on IMDb and everything. So, starting out on October 23rd, they actually have, I forget how many that they have before Halloween, but it was interesting. When I was talking to Amy Winter this last week, that she said that this was partly by strategy, that they had, let's see, 5 movies on or before Halloween. And she made an interesting point. She said that because Halloween's kind of canceled this year, like people aren't going to go trick-or-treating and they're not going to, have parties and whatever, that people are going to want to quick get into Christmas because just to forget that they can't do all those Halloween things. And I thought that was a really interesting point, that this year in particular, we needed to start early.
Yeah, she's right.
It'll last as long as it can. Like, keep it going till Valentine's Day. Just get us through.
I know.
Winter.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They are starting on October 23rd. And things are always changing, but as of now, I believe that Hallmark starts on the 24th. So they're actually getting in there a day early. We'll see if that lasts.
There's room for all, though. I'm gonna watch all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, it's going to be. There's no scarcity. That's why I see people complaining about diversity or whatever. I'm like, there's no scarcity. We can have movies for everyone.
Oh yeah.
So. All right. So the very first one that we have is Christmas on Ice, and this stars Abigail Klein and Ryan Cooper. And the little summary is Christmas on Ice tells the story of former ice skating champion Courtney, who takes on her city mayor when he wants to shut down her public skating rink and cancel the Christmas carnival. Oh boy. Instead, the city prefers an indoor rink operated by a new in-town entrepreneur named Noah. As Courtney battles the city to keep her tradition alive, she might just find a Christmas miracle in her handsome rival. So this movie is written and directed by John Stimson, who did Christmas a la mode last year, which I don't know if you saw that. But he's writing and directing. And so what are your initial thoughts about this one, Dory?
I love an ice skating movie. Well, let me rephrase that. I love the idea of an ice skating movie. It depends on how well the ice skating is done, because I think we've seen some messy body double issues.
That's true.
We've seen some clearly plastic rinks. So I am super excited for this one if the skating is done right. And I'm going to be optimistic. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not sure why they have to cancel. They shut down the public skating rink and cancel the Christmas carnival. Like, what?
COVID.
That seems a little harsh. COVID.
How did they know?
COVID. and no public skating.
I'm also a little bit confused about, I guess this is an outdoor skating rink. So they want to shut down the outdoor skating rink, cancel the Christmas carnival, and then put in an indoor rink, which is far inferior, evidently. That I didn't know that was something we're supposed to turn our noses at, is the indoor rink.
During the holidays, an indoor rink is not as great unless it's super decorated. Yeah. I mean, most indoor rinks aren't really done up, but an outdoor rink, you're in the city square and there are lights and there's trees and there's probably a tree lighting and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm fighting for this movie right now.
Hey, because it has potential.
If it were me, I would probably, if I were these dudes, I probably would go ahead and keep the Christmas carnival and just cancel and say, hey, we're just subbing out one ice skating venue for another ice skating venue.
Or why not mesh the carnival with the ice skating? And then just have the budget. So it's the carnival, but on ice.
Oh, there you go.
Outdoors.
Good.
Now I'd want to see.
Just don't be ice skating with any hot cocoa. That really gets you into trouble.
You can go from booth to booth, but only on your skates. And you have to carry a little bag with all the stuff you get. I mean, to me,
Christmas market. Could work.
That sounds amazing.
Maybe Courtney, maybe she anticipated COVID and that we wouldn't want to be inside, that we'd need to be outside.
Which is very safe.
Yeah.
social distancing. I mean, she knew. She understood. So, yeah. I mean, does this look interesting to you, Rachel?
I'm going to give it a sock with an orange inside because
yeah,
at first glance, it seems rather socky. However, it could turn out to surprise us. I, too, have seen some bad skating, double skating, but they could make something happen. I want to be optimistic, too, because a good ice skating move, I mean, the cutting edge, guys. The cutting edge at Christmas.
It's possible.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
The dream. So the orange is in the sock. I want some potential Christmas joy here.
What about you, Dory?
I am gonna go. I think I'm gonna go orange on this one. I have hope. I love skating. I love just the look of like an outdoor rink and all of that fun stuff. I mean, I'm gonna be hopeful.
Very good. I'm gonna give this a sock, but I hope that it will be good. The thing that makes me hesitant is I don't know either of these actors at all. So I don't know.
Their names.
I don't know if they'll have chemistry. They might, and then it would be amazing, and I'll be super excited. But also, I don't know, just how invested can I be about battling between one ice skating venue versus another ice skating venue? I don't know.
Very. Ice is different. I used to figure skate. Everyone's ice is different.
That's so neat. No wonder you like the skating movies.
I know. It pulls on my heartstrings and reminds me of my childhood.
All right. So then we have coming up on the 24th, we have Christmas Unwrapped. And this stars Amber Stevens, West, and Marco Grazzini. And he's actually in 2 Lifetime movies this season. So there we go. He was in The Story of Us, which was a really cute Hallmark movie. At least I liked it.
That was?
Mm-hmm. And he was the best part. He was the little like side romance.
Yeah. Often those guys are the ones I want to see as the leads.
Mm-hmm. And there was the cutest, one of my favorite scenes of the with Sam Page and Maggie Lawson looking and spying on them, him and the girl, and them having their first kiss. It was so cute.
Was The Story of Us the bookstore one?
Yeah. And that part of the plot wasn't the best, and the whole like solution of we're going to build on top of the existing bookstore was kind of like, I don't think that's the way engineering works, but nevertheless, I still enjoyed it. And some of the backstory about the Valentines wasn't the best, but I still liked it. I thought it was cute, and I really liked their little romance on the side. It was my favorite part. Anyway, so I do know him, and it is directed, you'll be excited, Dory, because it is directed by Bosetti Williams. I'm sorry for pronouncing that wrong, who directed Merry Little Christmas last year.
Yes, that's what I like to hear.
Yes. And even more excitement. So it's written by Gary Hardwick and Carly Smale, who did Christmas Pen Pals, which is my favorite, and Snowed in Christmas. So that makes me
Christmas
excited.
Was good.
Yes, it was. It was so good. It set the bar for Andrew Walker movies like so high that he's yet to be able to surmount it. But
he's largely dependent on whatever actress he's paired with. Yeah. When it's good, it's good. When it's the wrong person with him, he comes down a few notches for me, poor Andrew.
Yeah, agreed. All right, this is a long summary, so I apologize, but here we go. Cynical reporter Charity gets the opportunity of a lifetime when her boss, Janet, assigns her to profile Eric Gallagher, a handsome bachelor who organizes millions of dollars to help the less fortunate every Christmas. Eric claims his charity is all funded by Santa Claus, so Charity's assignment is to discover where the money really comes from, something other reporters have failed to find out. Knowing this assignment could make or break her career, Charity is initially frustrated that Eric and his associates reveal hardly any information about his mysterious source of funding. But as Charity spends more time with Eric, she begins to appreciate his unwavering conviction that anything is possible if you just believe. With her article's deadline approaching, Charity discovers the real source of Eric's funding and must decide whether or not exposing the truth is worth ruining her newfound belief in the magic of Christmas and love for Eric.
Cool.
So, Rachel, what is your thoughts?
I'm going to give this a diamond ring because it has a lot of the ingredients I love. I love reporters. I love the idea of this. Did you guys ever see Secret Santa with Jenny Garth? That's like one of my first ever made for TV Christmas movies. It sounds a little bit like that. Yeah. She was trying to find this benevolent Secret Santa, but this has a lot of my catnip going for it. And once you told me the other thing, like Christmas Pen Pals was fantastic. So was Story of Us. So I have high hopes for this one. This is a lot of what I love in Christmas movies. Just like an enemies to lovers type thing where they're battling, but then they get together. Love it.
Yeah. Dory, do you agree?
Oh, for sure. This gets a diamond ring for me. I love the reporter investigating the subject, the love interest. I love that so much. And there's this, I think it's an older Hallmark movie, Farewell.
I was just gonna
Mr.
bring that
Kringle
up
with Christine Taylor.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, where she plays a reporter and she goes to this small town and she's investigating like the Christmas magic of this town. And I love that movie so much. So in this, from the description, reminds me of that a lot. And I mean, I just adore that movie. So this definitely gets a diamond ring from me. I'm super excited, very hopeful because of the writer. I mean, this might be one of my top Lifetime picks.
Yeah, you got to get on the bracket.
Yeah.
Your guys' bracket.
Yeah,
I agree with you guys. And the more I read, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I love the whole idea of her investigating this. First of all, you have sort of this mysterious philanthropist, which is really fun, and her sort of investigating what's going on. I mean, it goes back to the very sort of beginnings of Christmas movies with something like Christmas in Connecticut. Where it's sort of, in that case, they were investigating her, coming and seeing if she really was the reporter that she claimed, writing the stories. But it just has that old school feel to it. And I think that it's going to be really, really cute. And I love the Christmas magic. And so I agree. I immediately thought of Farewell, Mr. Kringle, which I think is very underrated. You never hear it talked about is one of the best ones, but I think it's really good. I really like it. So yeah, I'm going. We're all diamond rings. So exciting. Waiting.
2 movies in and we already have 3 diamond rings.
Yes.
This is a good sign.
Yes. And we are going to be having in October 24th, so the same day actually, we are going to be having our next patron watch along with Carly Smale as our guest. We're going to be doing Christmas Pen Pals. So if you're not a patron, now's the time to join. Any patron level, only $2 a month, can participate in the patron watch alongs. We just had Nina Weinman this last month, and now we're going to have Carly Smale, and I'm so excited about that. So cheap plug there.
Awesome.
Okay, next is Forever Christmas, and this one is on the 25th, and it stars Chelsea Hobbs, Christopher Russell, and this is I actually have seen this movie because it was from 2018, I believe, that it was on the Passionflix streaming service. And so I watched it in 2018, and I don't know if they will edit it because it is a little bit steamy, like not, it was PG-13, it's fine. But
wait, I've seen this too.
Yeah. They do sometimes, not typically in their Christmas movies do they have sort of, but in their non-Christmas movies, Lifetime will have sort of.
But I do find that Lifetime, even with their Christmas movies, they tend to they have a bit of an edge that Hallmark does not have. And often a lot of my friends who aren't as, they like that there's a bit of an edge or a bit of a sarcastic slant to it. I was thinking about, was it Christmas Contract? Like they're just the banter that people have. I think it's really wonderful when they just make things they spice it up a little. So
yeah, it's just usually you don't see like bedroom scenes and stuff like
No.
that in the Lifetime
No.
Christmas movies. And so I don't know if they will edit this a little bit to make it more
commercial break.
more Lifetime versus Passion flicks. I don't know. But anyway, so this is directed by Christy Will Wolf, and it is when workaholic reality TV producer Sophie starts working on a holiday season show about Will, a wildly sexy guy who celebrates Christmas every day of the year. She finds herself falling for her mysterious, unlikely new star.
I so saw this.
Yeah. So we've all seen it. Renewing her long lost faith in Christmas in the process.
Wow. That he celebrates Christmas every year.
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
Every day. Sorry, he's like, and he's very handsome. And I've seen this.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect role for Christopher Russell. I think he's great playing this kind of charming, sexy guy. I think it works a lot better than when he's trying to kind of play sort of sweet and adorable. I don't think that works quite as well for him.
He's got the look that, he should be confident in it. And they had good chemistry in this. Actually, I'm just going to off the bat give it an orange. It wasn't a diamond ring for me, but I liked it. Yeah. I'll probably watch it again. I think it's kind of funny that it's like
that's hysterical.
I've seen this too.
I agree. I also give it an orange. I thought
it's a good role for him. If you like him, then check this out because it suits him a lot.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
All right. So next we have A Crafty Christmas Romance, which I love that name, and that is on the 30th. And it's stars Nicola Posner and Bradford B. Johnson. This is directed by Brian Bro and written by Brittany Wiscombe. And they're all new to me, at least, from what I could find. So here we go. Mandy Page, the owner of a used bookstore, loves Christmas. When she finds a touching letter to Santa stuffed between the pages of an old book recently donated, she decides it would be fun to answer it. But playing Santa might prove difficult since the letter is dated 70 years earlier. Mandy tracks down the book where the book was donated from and meets Joe Canton, who agrees to help her play Santa and track down the mystery writer. As they get closer to finding the letter writer, they find themselves growing closer together too. And with Christmas fast approaching, the identity of the mystery writer and love might be the best gifts Mandy can receive. So, Dory, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to go orange with this one. I can be kind of iffy with the track down the 70-year-old like recipient or intended recipient of the letter, the whatever. I think those can either be really good and touching and sweet or just like really annoying to me and uninteresting. Sorry. But I love a bookstore owner.
Yeah.
So for that alone, I love the idea of a used bookstore owner finding something between the pages. Like, I like the concept. I just have been burned too many times by these types of movies to go all in, but I am still excited.
I mean, to me, this feels like a used Postable script.
Oh, I was just like, is this Signed, Sealed, Deliver the Lifetime edition? Didn't I see this 27 times with Oliver O'Toole?
That's right. Joe Canton, I think, is
so
related.
True.
I think they have a connection. So I think Postable friends will really like this. I'm going to give it also an orange, just because I don't know anybody involved at all. That doesn't mean it can't be awesome, but that's my only hesitancy. But I think it sounds pretty cute. And I like a little magic.
Orange for me. Bookstore thing is a huge deal for me. But I'm with Dory in that I've been burned with this because often the payoff for the 70-year-old letter is not great.
Yep.
Like, if they don't keep that suspense going that this could be a big reveal, if it's just a plot point to get two people together.
Right.
And that's something that Signed, Sealed, Delivered does really well, is it balances these great reveals with establishing the characters. So because it's already been done really well and continues to be done really well, I'm going to give it an orange, because I might just end up watching Signed, Sealed, Delivered instead. Because Oliver O'Toole is my boyfriend. I love him.
All right, very good. Okay, so then next we have a Candy Cane Christmas, and this stars Beverly Mitchell and Mark Ganimi, and he was in Twinkle All the Way, which of course I loved. And this is on Halloween, so this is on the 31st. And this is directed by Adrian Langley and written by Emily Golden. And I feel like that name sounds familiar, but I forgot to look up if she's done any other Hallmark movies or Lifetime movies. But anyway, so the plot is, since childhood, Candy Cane Lane has been Phoebe's favorite Christmas tradition of an entire neighborhood decorated for the holidays. This Christmas, however, the neighborhood decides to skip the decorations, crushing her spirits. As Phoebe is searching for a new tradition to cheer her up, she realizes that it's not the traditions we cherish, but the people we spend them with. While preparing for her new tradition, Phoebe stumbles upon the final thing for her Christmas was missing: love. It's a great summary. Whoever wrote that, good job. Rachel, what do you think?
I think Sock, because I feel like I've seen this movie a million times, and there's nothing to make it slightly different. I mean, if you give me this movie and then Michael Rady, then Diamond Ring. But if you don't give me Michael Rady and give me this movie, I just feel that it's the whole not decorating thing. It's been done a lot. So Sock for now, with like a little sprinkle of hope. But I just feel that it's been done, and that there's nothing about that summary that stands out as like, but then, you know, she discovers the abominable snowman, or something like that. It seems kind of tired. Yeah. But
I do think that Christmas lights are going to be like huge this year. I mean, not that they're not huge every year, but like in the days of social distancing and everything like that, like people are going to be putting a lot into their lights.
That's how we're going to express ourselves, right? Because we can't really be with, and people will be home more, so they're going to want to decorate more. But also, I haven't been a huge I'll wait and see how Beverly Mitchell moves into this new part of her her life. But Sock for me for now, but I will remain optimistic.
I loved the one with I think Erin Cahill was in it, that she did, where they made the snow room. Did you ever see that one?
I did see that one.
Oh, that was the best. I love that snow room. But I think it was Hometown Christmas, I think is what it was called.
I have trouble remembering the titles sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, they're all interchangeable.
Also similar. Yeah. Like when you said Candy Cane Christmas, I was like, have I seen a Candy Cane Christmas before?
They should have called it Amazing Snow Room. That's would have been better name. That was the best part of that movie by far. What do you think, Dory, about this?
I'm kind of confused. Like, is this movie about her search for a new tradition? So she's gonna like try a bunch of new traditions? Is that what we're saying?
So let's see here. She says
Candy Cane Lane is shut down, so she needs a new tradition. And they make it sound like her new tradition is just falling in love. But I want to know what she replaces Candy Cane Lane with.
Yeah, it sounds like she tries a bunch of new traditions, but then realizes that it's all about spending time with people. And but then she says, while preparing for her new tradition, Phoebe stumbles upon the final thing her Christmas was missing: love. So I think that's kind of the idea, but
so it's kind of cryptic. We don't know.
A little bit.
I think it's the copy's fault, not the movie.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the synopsis. Something is missing. And you know what? To be fair, maybe they did not know what her next tradition was going to be. And they were like, you know what? We're filming.
And it's like, you got to come up with something. That happens so often in the
It
book
could be
world.
still filming right now. We don't know.
Exactly. They film tomorrow and they're like, we still don't know what tradition she's going to go into.
But it's going to happen.
Yeah. So do you agree, Sock?
No, I actually think I'm going to go orange because I think this is a timely topic. I think a lot of us will not be participating in things that we normally participate in. And I think it will be wise to remember that the holidays are about your loved ones and not necessarily like the things you do every year. I just think that's something that we're all going to be struggling with. And this sounds like it could be an interesting encapsulation of that. So I'm going to be a little optimistic. I also am a little nervous about Miss Mitchell, but we'll see.
And I hope it's not sound mean, but I hope she doesn't sing in this one. The last two she sung. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be unforgiving, but please, I hope she doesn't sing. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. And then we have The Christmas Aunt. And this stars Keisha Knight Pulliam and Jared Joseph is the name. And we don't know, or I couldn't find a writer or director on this one. When Rebecca Miller returns home to Tennessee 2 weeks before Christmas to take care of her niece and nephew while their parents are away, the last thing she expected is to reconnect with her childhood best friend, Drew, as she attempts to revive the kids' Christmas spirit, and redeem their faith in Santa. She rediscovers her favorite childhood activity, 12 Days of Christmas, something she always did with Drew. As the kids' faith in the holiday grows, Rebecca and Drew's friendship returns, and she starts looking at Drew in a whole new light. And I do feel like we have seen this movie a lot of times.
For sure.
Whether it's that Jesse Metcalf, Christmas Next Door, that's basically that plot. He's taking care of his niece and nephew. And
I literally believe I've seen this before. But was it not aired?
Also Christmas Wonderland, where she comes to take care of her niece and nephew, and she reconnects with the old friend. I mean, yes, we've seen this a lot. And doesn't mean it can't be good. It might be good.
I like her a lot.
Me too.
So
the movie last year.
There's also like a lot of the nanny comes and revives the Christmas spirit for the kids. Like that's kind of another branch of this type of movie. So yeah, there's a lot of these going around.
What was the gender flipped nanny story last year? And it was him. He was a writer who had writer's block.
Yes. Oh man, I really liked that one.
They were good together, and she was raising her deceased sister's daughter, and he had writer's block. He becomes the nanny. That was cute.
Man, what was that one?
And she was like in publishing too somehow.
And it's Jake Epstein. I think that's the the actor's name.
That one with Ali Liebert. What was it called? We'd like to take a second to thank our sponsors for this episode of the podcast. They are the good folks over at Care Of, and they've been a sponsor for us for quite a little while, and we're very grateful to them. And they have high quality products, meets personalization. I think that's what makes them special. And all of Care Of's products are formulated with good for you, clean ingredients that are backed by science. And they are super transparent about the research and sourcing behind all of their products. And you get individualized recommendations that come in daily individual wrapped packets that are perfect for getting back into a routine. We all are sort of struggling with that right now, and you have even has your name on it. They're very individualized, and the way that they become individualized is they start you off with you taking their 5-minute online quiz. And this quiz, it asks you about your lifestyle, your belief in vitamins, how you feel about that, your lifestyle, your skepticism, your health concerns, all that stuff are taken into effect. And then you are given with your recommendations for what you should be taking. And that's very, very helpful. And you can adjust your pack at any time. It's like having a one-on-one consultation with a nutritionist, all without leaving leaving your house. And I know when I took the quiz, I was able to narrow down to my sleep needs as being my highest priority. So I was able to get some of the Dream Team on the go quick sticks, and those have melatonin as well as other properties that are good for helping you to sleep, and they've been great. It's a wonderful service that they offer and makes things quick and easy. You can have it delivered, you can have it on a regular basis, or you can individually order your vitamins. Important for all of us right now with fall coming on that we fall back into a healthy routine. As the season changes, it's important to get ahead of taking care of your immune health. It takes about 30 days for your body to adapt to new nutrients. So now is a great time to update your vitamin and wellness routines to help support your immune system this fall. Caregiver's products go beyond vitamins and supplements to include protein powders and boosts to help supplement your workouts as you move indoors in the colder months. So you will really find it helpful. For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com, enter code Hallmarkies50. That's new code. So go to takecareof.com, enter code Hallmarkies50. It'll be great for you. You'll really love it. And thanks so much.
About Christmas. 10 minutes. Yes, that's it. I was like, I'm just going to watch 10 minutes. And then it was 3 a.m. and I watched
You can never do that. You can never just for a Hallmark or a Lifetime Christmas movie.
I know.
So I will give this one a sock. But it has potential. It could be good. Maybe an orange sock. So Dory, what about you?
Half an orange.
Okay, half an orange. Some orange sections, maybe.
Yeah, some orange slices.
All right, Rachel.
I'm the same because I do like her, and I like the idea of Tennessee Christmas. I like it when they move
that's
things
fun
around. So,
yeah. All right. So then next we have the Christmas Yule blog, which love that title.
Yeah,
that's
hilarious.
Yeah, you already have me.
Yeah. This stars Sarah Canning and Zach Santiago. Zach Santiago is on Signed, Sealed, Delivered. He is I forget his character's name, but he's on Signed, Sealed, Delivered a bunch of times. So this is directed by Heather Hawthorne Doyle. And it is written by Bob Sanso, and it's he most recently did in Christmas in Love, which was the Daniel Lissing, Rick D'Orsay wreath movie.
Oh boy, the wreath stand movie.
Daniel Lissing. Oh
yeah,
he does not have a good Christmas record with me, and I'm sorry because I know every Hardy in the world is coming after me right now, but I just
and but it did have the Kringles. That was pretty fun. But yeah,
every time I see a Kringle, I think of Brooke D'Orsay now.
Yeah, that's right. So here's the plot. Caroline Williams, a well-known social media travel writer, is given the assignment to cover a 100-year-old Christmas parade in the small town of Carte de Mor, New Mexico. Not excited about the assignment, Caroline goes anyway and meets a high school music teacher, Oscar Ortiz, who introduces her to a side of Christmas that she's never seen, with different traditions and meanings. In the 12 days before Christmas, Caroline falls in love with Christmas all over again and finds true love for herself.
Oh my goodness.
So, Rachel, what are your thoughts?
I'm going Diamond Ring because I love the blog. I love the blog. I love the New Mexico setting. I love the music teacher. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on in this that sounds fantastic. The blog thing is great. The tradition is great. The music, the diversity. I think that this could have a lot of potential. So, Diamond Ring from me.
You agree, Dory?
Oh my gosh. This is like a diamond ring, a diamond necklace, diamond earrings.
A whole Tiffany store.
Yes, a whole Tiffany store. Like, I swear when you started talking about it, I got chills a little bit. We need this. This sounds so cool. I'm ready to see some fun new traditions in New Mexico at Christmas. Oh my gosh. And I think, you know, a blogger who's kind of over it and over social media is the perfect like target for that, like needs that injection of Christmas spirit and to shake it up by trying something new. Oh boy. This is definitely making our bracket this year for sure.
Yeah, I think that gives it the extra sparkle is the fact that the new Mexico and the new traditions kind of thing. It just feels maybe a little bit different. Plus this pairing. I mean, I don't know Sarah Canning at all, but I don't know, just from the photo that they had, they look really cute and something different than what we might typically get. So yeah, I don't know if I'm quite. Is it diamond ring worthy? I guess
yes,
why
Rachel,
not?
it's a diamond. What are you talking about? You're gonna love this. Get your diamond, girl.
All right. Okay. Then we have November 7th. We have Welcome Home Christmas. And this is Chloe has always supported various military organizations, including the town's Army Toy Drive for Christmas. This year, she's paired up with Michael, a vet who recently returned home, and together they recruit other veterans and active military personnel to help in the cause as the community gears up for the officers' Christmas ball, where all the kids will meet Santa Claus and receive their gifts. Michael and Chloe begin to realize the greatest gift this season has been each other's company. And this stars Jana Kramer and Brandon Quinn and Tim Reed from Sister. And this is directed by Brian Herzlinger, who did Twinkle All the Way and A Christmas Movie Christmas, and is a friend of our podcast. So I'm pretty excited about it. I feel like the plot is fairly basic, but I think it'll be entertaining nonetheless. And they are going to replay this on Veterans Day. They're kind of thinking of this as their Veterans Day movie. So, Dory, what do you think?
Diamond. I love these veteran movies so much. Like, I feel like if this was on Hallmark, Mark Blucas would be the vet and we'd all be swooning. I tend to really like Jana Kramer in her movies, in her Hallmark and Lifetime movies. I think she's usually good. And Brandon Quinn, I love him, and he's in Sweet Magnolias, and I hope we see more of him in season 2 of Sweet Magnolias, but I think he's pretty dreamy, and will make a great veteran. Yeah, I mean, totally. We've seen this movie in 10 different ways, 20 different times, and I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Like, that's why I do this. I like the familiarity a lot of times, so I'm fine with it. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I mean, Jana Kramer, I really like Christmas in Mississippi. I think that's underrated.
Yes, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. And I really like Christmas in Louisiana last year was good. So yeah, she does have a pretty good track record, I'd say. Do you agree, Rachel?
Yeah, I do. And I'm not American, but I know that the timing for this one is great too, because you do have an election this year. That's that week. So I think that people, in whatever way they're engaging, it is a time when they're going to be reflective and patriotic, and I think that's the perfect time to release a veterans movie that you can show again on Veterans Day. So I'm going to give it a diamond ring, because I think that we can always tell these stories, and I think that it provides a sense of homecoming for people who are deployed overseas, that they can maybe, through sharing these on Zoom or however they can watch it with their family, I think that they're really important to include these stories. So I'm always going to go diamond ring with this.
Same with me. Diamond ring. All right. We are being very, very generous. Okay. Then we have on the 8th, a very charming Christmas Town. This stars Natalie Hall and John Prescott. And it is let's see here. Sorry, I'm kind of flipping around a little bit.
Sometimes I have to look up the people to remember what
And Natalie Hall, we love. She's been on the podcast. She actually listens to the podcast. So hello, Natalie. We love you.
Hi, Natalie.
And
I'm on my podcast.
And then also and she's done the 7 year, all the way going back 7 year hitch.
Baking Me Crazy.
And you baking me crazy.
Yeah,
this
that's
year.
right.
With my boyfriend Michael Rady. I love Michael Rady.
She's great. And anyway, and this is written and directed by Jake Helgren. And he's done a ton of Christmas movies, including Merry Christmas Match last year, which was not my favorite. And also he did Love Exclusively, which I hated. So that makes me a little nervous, but hopefully he can win me over.
Are you going to go sock on this? I'm nervous.
So here's the plot. We have city girl and travel and lifestyle blogger Aubrey goes to the little town of Solvang for her next holiday vlog piece after it's voted most Christmassy town in the USA. She soon meets Sawyer Larson, a local community coordinator and chocolate shop owner assigned to show her around the small town. At first, the unlikely pairing is at odds, but soon start to fall for each other amidst the twinkling lights of the romantic little Danish village. And this sounds to me a lot like the one with Brennan Elliott and Bonnie Somerville.
Yeah.
I think it sounds a lot like that. And I do think it sounds really cute.
Love you,
I like
Christmas.
her.
Yeah. For Solvang and everything, and I love Natalie Hall, so I think that can overcome my worries about the writer director. Please. But what do you think, Dory?
I live kind of near Solvang. I live in Southern California, and Solvang is like a nice day trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is going to be another character in this movie because it really is a cute little Danish village. I think this one sounds cute. I'm going to go orange. I'm ready to see Solvang on my TV screen. I think that'll be fun.
Do you agree, Rachel?
I'm going to go orange too, because, we can't get to the European Christmas markets, even if we wanted to this year. And so I like the idea of a Danish town and seeing something that is flavored with a little bit, something a little bit different. So I'm going to go orange for this one.
Very good. Okay, me too. I also will do an orange. Okay, next we have Christmas on the Vine. This is November 13th. And this stars Juliana Guil and John Core and Meredith Baxter. And it is directed by Paul A. Kaufman and written by Dwayne Poole, who did Winter in Vale this year, which most people enjoyed, and Wedding at Graceland, Royally Ever After. And he did one of the more underrated Christmas movies is The Christmas List with Alicia Witt.
I love that one. That one is awesome.
I think that one's really good. So here we go. Brooke, a young marketing executive, goes back to her hometown excited to relive her Christmas memories while helping a struggling family-owned winery. Her marketing assignment involves an unlikely partnership with Tyler, the charismatic yet stubborn owner of the winery. Brooke quickly learns that the town's Christmas spirit has disappeared due to a wine conglomerate buying out all the local wineries. Determined to bring Christmas back to the town, Brooke and Tyler work together and discover they share more than a love for wine. So all of that evil wine conglomerate, they're ruining Christmas.
How dare they?
Yeah. I think this one does seem pretty basic, but if they have good chemistry, I think it could be fun. Do you agree, Dory?
No.
No, you don't.
No. Sock. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
The marketing executive what? I think I might just be scarred because we have just seen the marketing executive going in to like help the family-owned business so many times.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
like the Hat movie.
Exactly. It doesn't work.
Oh, the Hat movie.
The Hat movie. Perfect
The Hat
example.
movie.
And we all know, you all listening, you all know what we're talking about, right? Like it doesn't work more times than it works. And
Yeah.
I mean, like you kind of lost me when you said marketing, but then when wine conglomerate came out of your mouth, I was like, you know what? I don't know about this. I don't know if I can handle it.
The Hat movie is just
And there's also that one
favorite.
the one with Shanae Grimes in it,
Oh my gosh.
with the factory and the people coming out. Yeah.
We see this every season of the year, and it doesn't work a lot of times.
Well, even the Kringle movie, that was the same.
Did not work.
All right. Yeah, I'll give it also a sock. But I do think if they have chemistry, it could work. What do you think, Rachel?
I'm stock, but I also kind of get that Hallmark's coming out with their own wine this year. So maybe Lifetime needs to come out with its own Christmas wine.
Yeah, I think so.
Now that
I like the idea of a vineyard. We've seen a few vineyards, but again, I don't think I've seen a good marketing executive go to a small town film ever.
It's too bad they couldn't make the evil conglomerate the Hallmark wine. That would be hilarious.
I'd give that one a diamond ring because that's so clever. But I'm gonna have to go sock with even like some coal dusting, just because it's so unoriginal.
Yeah.
And we could have written that right now.
So last year, I forgot to mention, last year they did that through line of Winter Storm Megan.
Yep.
Through all the movies. Do you think they'll do something like that this year? Did you like that? Was that fun?
I loved it. I loved waiting to hear.
I love it when they know they're very self-conscious of what they're doing.
Yes.
Like when they can poke fun of themselves and it's kind of meta. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So, if this was a Hallmark vineyard and they were serving the Hallmark wine that they've created for Christmas, I would find that interesting.
If it was me, because did you hear about the whole Jimmy Fallon thing, watching Christmas Pen Pals? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
They have a line about Jimmy Fallon and Christmas Pen Pals. He happened to be watching it. And he was like, oh my gosh, they're talking about me in this Lifetime movie. And so if it were me, and he was like, Lifetime, you can use me in any of your random conversations on your films. So if it were me, that's what I would do, is I would find a way to bring up Jimmy Fallon in every single Christmas movie.
There's that Netflix one where they're with the two princesses, and it's both played by the same actress. Yeah. And she's watching Christmas Prince. I loved that. I was like, it's so meta.
Yeah, that was the same in Once Upon a Christmas Miracle, and they're watching one of the Hallmark movies. I can't remember which one, but anyway. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so then we have Christmas on Wheels, and this stars Tia Sarkar and Michael Xavier. And this one is going to be on the 14th, and it is Ashley returns to her small hometown to care of her uncle, who recently broke his ankle, when she learns that he has sold her mom's vintage red convertible, a car that holds many wonderful Christmas memories. For Ashley, she's disappointed, but with the help of Duncan, her uncle's attorney, Ashley is reunited with the car and restores it to its former glory and fills it up with gifts for the community, just as her mother used to do. As she reconnects with happy Christmas memories, she feels torn about her plans to return to the big city and what she may be leaving behind. So, Rachel, what are your thoughts?
Well, I like him, so that's good. There's some eye candy. I feel that they're trying to do something different with the wheels motif, but it sounds like we've done this a lot before. So I'm gonna go probably sock for this, just because it there's nothing fresh that kind of stands out yet, but sock with a bit of an orange flavoring, because I do like him. Yes,
socks with orange
with a flourish, because I do like him.
What do you think, Dory?
I am also going sock. you know, the broken ankle relative come home thing.
Yeah.
Especially if we see them breaking their ankle, I already can't do
No.
it. You know,
It
like we
makes me
always
think
see
of
an aunt falling off a ladder. You know, it's just
the Cookie
I
Crawl
can't do
movie.
it.
That's totally in the Cookie Crawl movie. What
Yeah.
happens?
Yeah.
I have to give this the first Cole. I'm sorry. I have no interest in cars at all. The whole idea of this car having the sentimental value and like hunting down the car and getting it restored. That was the worst part about Wedding Every Weekend for me, a movie I enjoyed, but all the talk about should they use the real parts or the fake parts, that did not interest me at all.
That was a good movie, though. I liked it.
It was a good
I
movie,
liked it.
but I did not like the car stuff at all.
I know. I also didn't buy Paul Campbell as, you know, a mechanic for 1 second.
Right.
But I did like that movie. It was cute.
I do like Tia Sircar, but I have to admit her movie last year wasn't my favorite. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the bad one and say I'm not really looking forward to this one.
First Cole.
First Cole, I know.
Take
we got to
that,
give at least
Curs.
one.
Take that.
Okay, so next we have the Christmas edition, and this stars Carly Hughes and Rob Mays, who I loved his movie last year, and Marie Osmond, who was also in Rob Mays' movie last year. So that's interesting. November 15th, and it's Christmas time, and Jackie, an up-and-coming journalist, finds that her life is at a crossroads until she finds an unexpected opportunity to run a small-town newspaper in Alaska. Jackie decides to give it a try and relocates to the picture-perfect town. Using a series of Christmas articles, she's able to quickly return the newspaper to profitability and soon falls in love, both with her new home and the handsome son of the paper's former owner. However, when her old boss announces plans to take over the paper for herself, Jackie will need a Christmas miracle to save it. And I think that we love if we could return newspapers to profitability in weeks, matters of months. I don't know. That's asking quite a bit these days, but I like Alaska, so that's fun, and I do like Rob Mays, and I love Marie Osmond, and it sounds like she's going to be kind of a little bit of a villain, so that might be fun. But I don't know. What do you think, Dory?
This gets a stocking full of coal from me.
Yeah.
I cannot stand Marie Osmond.
Oh no.
And I can't stand her. And the thought of a small town newspaper turning a profit over Christmas, I mean, there's nothing about this that I'm excited for. So I'm sorry.
I forgot to mention this is directed by Peter Sullivan, who has done a number of Hallmark movies, and it is written by Anna White, who we have had on our show, who did Christmas Wonderland, Christmas Made to Order, and Sister of the Bride, which I enjoyed all three of those. So that does make me more interested. But Rachel, what about you? What do you give it?
I'm going to go sock. And it's just I like the idea of an Alaska setting, but the small town newspaper, it's just so out of touch unless you're setting this 20 years ago. Like, what was the Christopher from the Gilmore Girls was in one with a paper, and there was a rivalry, and it worked because it's like 15 years ago when that would have happened. If you're going to do it nowadays, it has to have it just seems a little out of touch with what is actually happening in the media world. And that's why I've enjoyed seeing some of the vlogs and blogs and podcasts and social media type ones, because that's a little bit more relatable. I do think we've seen this a lot. So sock.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it a sock as well. Although it does have some good people behind it. So that gives me a little bit of confidence, but we'll see how it is. All right. Then we have A Taste of Christmas, and this is on the 20th, and it stars Annie Kruger and Giles Marini. and Nia Vardalos, who anybody knows how much I love. My Big Fat Greek Wedding is one of my favorites. It's directed by Damien Romay, who did Christmas Love Letter last year, which was actually pretty good. I liked it, except for the weird real dog that was pretending to be a fake dog.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. For the old people. Oh my gosh.
He was like, this was going to be his next big invention, was this fake dog, but it was a real dog. So it was really weird. But other than that, it was actually a pretty cute movie.
Oh my gosh, Rachel, I had blocked that. I can't. You reminded me of it. I'm so upset. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah. And this has the same writer as Christmas Love Letter as well. Kelly Peters, her name, and Amy Catherine Taylor. So here's the plot. When Natalie learns her cousin Francesca must cancel the Christmas Eve opening of her new Italian restaurant, Natalie's heart goes out to all of the guests who were planning on attending. Since no one should be alone on Christmas, Natalie decides to make the opening happen any way she can. However, the attractive but pessimistic chef Stefano believes it's impossible. There are only 3 days until Christmas. But Natalie insists that problems are just opportunities in disguise, and soon she convinces Stefano that they can do it. At first, these opposites do not attract, but feelings begin to change when they find themselves working side by side. With Stefano's help, Natalie learns that cooking, like Christmas, isn't about perfection, it's about sharing it with the ones you love. So, Dory, what are your thoughts? It doesn't seem like it would be very wise to have this opening the night before, like on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be very smart, even pre-COVID.
I think I'm going to have to go sock with this one. It just, there are too many there's too much potential for it to fail. Like the cooking plot lines are either hit or miss. Like the chef situation, I feel like I either love those kind of movies or I hate them, depending on the chemistry, depending on the banter, depending on the situation they found themselves in. I mean, you're right. The fact that like this restaurant was set to open on Christmas Eve, like it's just, there's a lot going on here and I'm not sure about much of it. So sorry, sock.
I mean, I liked Giles Marini when he was on Dancing with Stars, and I love Nia Vardalos.
Yes.
So that, but I don't know. What do you think, Rachel?
I think sock. And for the same reasons Dory said. What is that? I just watched one that I caught it late, but Roz from Frasier was the villain, and it was a cooking one. It was a Hallmark, and she set to open something. Frasier? Roz.
Oh, Roz.
Carrie Gilpin.
Dash of Love. Yes. That one's a good one. I like that one.
That one was a good one, and this made me think of that because they have to work together. But I'm gonna go stock because it. Also, I'm just punishing these fake people for opening a restaurant that's also fictional on Christmas Eve. Because I can.
I know. You know what? I'm right there with you. Why did you do that?
Because that was poor foresight.
Yeah.
So stalking you.
But it would make more sense to me to open on New Year's Eve. To me, that would just feels more like a opening restaurant holiday to me. All right. So we all agree, sock on that one. We will have information for Rachel for your book in the description. Make sure y'all check it out. It's super cute. We're really excited. Thank you so much for joining us. This is
it was a hoot. Thank you. I'm going to be tweeting with both of you when we watch all of these.
Yes.
Because, man, I'm looking forward to about 80 zillion hours of Christmas movies.
Yeah. It's going to be...
I'm so ready.
It's so epic.
It's going to be more this year. It's going to be extra sweet.
Right.
So, Dory, how can people find you?
You can find me at All the Feels Pod on Twitter.
Oh, that's you.
That's me.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, that's me. So listen to our podcast, subscribe, talk to me on Twitter. We're also on Facebook, All the Feels Pod. And thank you for having me on, Rachel. It's always the best. And please, for some of these real estate movies, maybe have me and Rachel back on
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So we can reevaluate how we felt about them.
How we felt about hero Chad Everest, who decides that now is the time to open a year-round Christmas store next to the other year-round Christmas store.
Yes.
Stay tuned, everybody. So suspenseful.
So, Rachel, what about you? What's your social media?
I'm everywhere on social media. I'm at Rach K Mick, RACHKMC. So that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all RACHKMC. And you can find me. I've written a bazillion books, but this one is specific to made for TV Christmas movies. And I love talking about them. So please find me.
Great. Yeah, we'll have all that in the description section. Make sure you follow that. And make sure that you're following the podcast, the Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media. And please leave your ratings and reviews if you're listening on iTunes. Really need that, especially going into this Christmas season. The more reviews we have, the more likely people will be able to find us and find the podcast. So please, 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 please do that. And so that's the end of part 1 of this 2-part episode. I hope that you enjoyed it and look forward to your thoughts about part 2. If you're watching on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that as well. And then we also have our Patron group, which again, we are doing a watch along with Carly Smale, writer extraordinaire for Christmas Pen Pals, coming up this month. We have lots of other fun perks to being a patron, and we sure appreciate that. We also have our merch store, which has tons of festive designs, including our adorable elf shirts designed by artist Jessica Miller. So you